So, the topic for discussion is amazing today. I know it's your
Yes.
bread and butter, Jessica, the AI, the logistics part, and you are keen to explore this topic to the next level. And Ishwar, I know that you are a master in this whole segment, and this is fabulous to have you both in this single frame, masterminds of logistics and mastermind of AI. So,
Mhm.
on this note, let's start today's podcast. And we are recording to educate the listeners, the audience who are connected with us on different platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, under the banner NLG Talks. And our vast majority of audience in LinkedIn, a great good evening from Dubai, from myself, your host, Jason Abraham. And I would want to welcome Ishwar to the show and Jessica to the show as well.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for this possibility to share. It's always a pleasure and definitely my honor.
Amazing. Good evening to you, Ishwar.
Good evening, Jessica. Good evening, Abraham. You've been a wonderful host, Jason. And today we have a wonderful guest speaker, and I am privileged to be a part of this conversation and looking forward to yet another interesting session on Energy Talks, which is on artificial intelligence and how it's transforming the modern logistics and right from maybe optimization of routes to predicting demand or reshaping the entire supply chain. So, as Steve Banker puts, AI is no longer just a tool for improving operations, it's the driving force behind innovation in logistics. So, all countries, you take UAE or globally many other countries, it's clear that AI is not just a trend, but the future in logistics. And let's explore how AI is revolutionizing this vital industry. Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Amazing. A small intro about Goods to Load, Jessica. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, for sure. So, Goods to Load, it's actually a platform that wants to centralize freight forwarders that belongs to the small, medium size of the market. And mostly those are not like, they don't have a real strong presence online. So what we do is to create and create personalized code and API to let them be profiled based on their qualities and find a way to aggregate them for the usage of the small medium businesses that are looking to find a way to expand their business over the border. So the main mission of Goods to Load is to digitalize, centralize, and profile those data that are actually aiming to discover the trends and the niche in the markets.
So, I think we are on the right track now. When we talk about AI in logistics, we have the correct partner, we have the correct resource to talk about this particular subject. Now, when we need to speak about AI in general, there is a lot of uh, thought process, there is a lot of discussions around the whole topic of artificial intelligence itself. Now, when we talk about supply chain in general, lots of development, lots of transformation. We've been speaking to a lot of people around the world on different subjects in supply chain and logistics and procurement. And we understand that AI is impacting, or maybe we can say in a positive way, a lot of transformation is being done. Now, we have to understand the analytical tools behind it. We have to understand how it is solving challenges, especially in the logistics front, and how what are the benefits of generative AI in logistics. Those aspects also we need to understand in detail. So, the first question which comes to a normal person, how is, and this question is to Jessica, how is AI improving supply chain optimization and inventory management in the logistics industry?
Definitely, I would say, and this is of course my opinion, but definitely leveraging real-time data.
Yep.
So the machine learning system is going to predict the analytics to provide insight into the demands of the pattern that we can see that are happening in a specific company, the supplier performance itself, the production schedule itself, I think a good observation should be done regarding the inventory management. We saw a lot of important challenge being resolved by AI, by the dynamic stock monitoring. So when you identify the trend based on your inventory that it's been checked from AI, you can also avoid overstocking or stockouts, which I think it's very important when you understand which actually is the directions that your company is taking and how you can maximize these patterns. So definitely one of these is the most important to me. The automated replenishment, definitely very important as well. So using AI to predict inventory needs to trigger the restocking as well. So you might want to understand also, based on the restocking itself, what is the needs of your company and how you can maximize the warehousing. You want to might be taking in considerations the automations of the warehousing itself based on the business, minimizing, the waste, which I think it's very important, specifically because not only we have an eye on the AI, but we do and we must have an eye on the sustainability itself. So I think that those giants that are taking in considerations logistic and what is happening in the global trade, they have a specific roles in the sustainability system and in the sustainability matter. So predicting the shelf life and prioritizing goods at risk of expirations itself is very important. Packaging too. Maybe even understand how you can profile and identify the fleet that it's actually good for the type of transportations for your own goods.
Yeah.
And the supply chain resilience at this point, like detecting the disruptions and suggesting alternative sourcing options to solve this issue, which I think that it can be done only if you have dynamic analytics and real-time data that can help you to have an overview of what is happening, what has been, and what could become.
Ishwar, Jessica mentioned a lot of important subjects there in terms of improving AI or maybe AI improving supply chain optimization. She mentioned about warehousing, inventory management, logistics. Would you want to add on something to it where AI is actually, we can say, positively impacting the supply chain optimization in general and also in the logistics front?
Thank you, Jason. I think Jessica had rightly highlighted on few very critical aspects how important the data is. Okay. The quality of the data is very, very important if you have to take some informed decisions. The important aspect, if you have to leverage on AI can speed up your entire process. That's where she mentioned very rightly as revolutionizing, how it's revolutionizing the supply chain optimization and inventory management in the industry, specifically with reference to the logistics industry, because any company is the core objective of the company, or one of the goal of the company is to reduce the cost. Reduce the cost here is reduction is on a permanent level. It's not cost savings or something. Savings is something which is a very short term. It can be achieved through various methods. But when you talk about reduction of cost, it's a permanent reduction of the cost, so that whatever your per kilometer liter or per the kind of weight that the vehicles are actually carrying, in that entire process re-engineering itself, your cost, it is going to reduce, and it's going to be a permanent reduction of the cost. That is one. Second is how it is going to enhance your decision-making power. It's going to empower your decision-making because you have the data, you can put various kind of combinations, filters, and everything to take a informed decision by speeding up the process. That is one. If you look at globally, AI adoption in supply chains is expected to grow by 20% annually, with the market reaching to approximately about $10.2 billion by 2027. That is the kind of potential what it has. And especially AI powered with predictive analysis or analytics it is helping companies to forecast demand with more level of accuracy.
Yeah.
Today, if you look at whether it's a small size company or a medium size company or a large scale company, many of the companies are vulnerable to either overstocking or understooking. Thereby, they are not able to leverage on the opportunities. So, with AI, that kind of scenarios it will not get eliminated, but definitely it will be reduced and it can be rationalized to a greater extent. If you look at in the UAE, AI, its impact, it's impeccable, which is notable with a rise in, like, say, for example, smart warehouse solutions.
Right.
And then you have AI-driven logistics platforms, particularly uh, in Dubai, which is positioning itself as a global logistics hub.
Yes.
And statistics shows that AI adoption in the UAE logistics sector, it is increasing by roughly about 40% over the past few years, and it's focusing on more on optimizing routes. Today, we are talking not only about routes which will give you the optimum kind of a route from your warehouse to the end customer, but also what we're looking at, what will be the sustainable route. AI can give you what will be a sustainable route for you, despite whatever the kind of challenges which are faced in normal distribution process. And this can significantly help you in reducing your transit times and also have minimum impact on your global carbon footprint. And it can also enhance your real-time tracking. Today, so many technologies have come. You can get real live tracking sitting just at a click of your button, or sitting at your office. You can monitor how the traffic is actually getting congested, or what will be an efficient way to move out from to take an optimum kind of a route. So these are certain, what I would say, are advantages of this adoption of AI. And if you talk about the best practices in the industry using AI, it's going to help in demand forecasting. It's going to help your robotic process automation, RPA, especially for your inventory tracking or AI-based warehouse management systems and machine learning to improve your stock control, because stock is as good as your solid form of cash. So these technologies are helping for the logistics companies to become more agile, more responsive, especially in an industry which is going to face more of disruptions, frequent disruptions, fluctuating market conditions. And AI is no longer just a trend. It's going to be the backbone of the modern logistics and inventory optimization.
Yeah, since Ishwar has added on to this discussion on route planning and demand forecasting, and especially with AI giving you the best sustainable route mapping, I just wanted to ask Jessica also to provide a feedback, her expert opinion on route mapping, because this is one area where cost is involved, sustainability factors are involved, the actual delivery plan is involved, and if AI can solve or maybe kind of bring in some efficient and sustainable results, it would give a great hope for the industry. Jessica, your opinion on this?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. And firsthand, when I had my first experience as an entrepreneur before Goods to Load, I was actually having my wholesale company. So it was always challenging, to meet the expectations of the clients, and the estimate times of arrival was always a pain point.
Yeah.
So definitely not only on the sides of, the freight forwarder that might wants to, keep it up with the times and evolve and, take it a little bit more digital and stay, on trend, but also to really satisfy the needs of the clients itself. Like, it's really important to understand that everything is meticulously depending on each part of the puzzle.
Yeah.
So when we actually support and sustain the users, the clients, the person actually that the needs a good delivered, it
Yeah.
means that there is a chain, and in fact we call it the supply chain, that it's going to impact the other chain as well. So it's really important. And definitely I see the AI potential here supporting the entire system. And for those who actually are not really willing to be part of the AI revolution, I don't see a lot of futures, to be honest. Like, how would you stop a revolution when it's already there? So I don't see how this is going to be just a discussions where we say, like, you know what, we don't like it, we don't want it, and we can close this book. It's there since a long time, and if they want it, they don't want it, it's gonna be definitely a backbone of the entire market, and not only in the supply chain, so in many other fields it's going to be extremely fundamental for even our human existence, in my opinion, in the future. So yeah, what to
Yeah,
say?
yeah, you're right. The adoption rate should be fast. You should embrace the technology. And in fact, today's day we started, Ishwar, if you remember, today's day we started with the discussion around this AI and the adoption rate, because I was discussing the World Future of Works report with Ishwar. And I was telling him the job of graphic designers are going to go because of AI coming into the picture. And we had quite a discussion on this segment, what Jessica just mentioned. You have to embrace it. And Ishwar was also telling the same thing. You have to embrace it. And this is a valid point. This gives me a way to the next point as well, challenges. There are a lot of challenges involved: adoption rate, implementation strategies, data privacy. Uh, how do we overcome, or maybe kind of bring a kind of an equilibrium between challenges and implementation, and how we can actually really make an impact by reducing the challenges? Jessica, do you have any case studies or maybe a kind of a real life
Yeah,
experiences?
I actually have my own opinion on that. I hope people will not get really offended, but I think that the humankind is really comfortable in our lazy environment when everything was done since I don't know how many thousand years, and we are just fine with what we had. So every difficult historical moment brings challenge, and it's per the human smart nature to find possibilities and new ways to make things happen.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, those that are actually really willing to face this challenge in terms of, AI is going to steal our jobs, no graphic designer going to exist anymore. No, definitely. AI is going to take probably the old job of the graphic designer, but what would be the new role
Mm.
of those who are actually dealing with graphic design in general? We don't know about that. So it's the new emerging market that it's carrying to that the people, the
Yeah.
ordinary people that don't want to see the future in something that it's been done from human. So we created AI. We did that. So how could be beneficial for us to use this as a tool and improve our lifestyle in such a way that we create new job opportunities? You saw how crazy was the new generations of the blockchains,
Mm.
the new cyber security. Who would I don't even think that people 20 to 30 years ago would ever think about cybersecurity as a job. That's crazy, but it's there and people are living from that. And most of them are working from home and they are enjoying life and chilling the other time. So why not being smart enough to find the beneficial part of this? So I read a post on Instagram and it was kind of fun. So there was this lady saying, I don't want the AI to do my graphic designs and do my PowerPoint. I want the AI to wash my clothes. And iron my full stock of water. But I was like, yes, it can be done actually. If you find a way, that could be an option, but you should be that person that actually take their time and passion and consistency and all the mindset that it's required to make this happen. That can happen, yes. But yeah, it's about being not lazy.
Yeah, yeah. And he should mention one important element when he was discussing about logistics and AI, about robotics. And I also wanted to ask you, Jessica, have you worked with robotics or maybe kind of an automation kind of a hardware where it could lead to some kind of an efficiency in logistics, especially with transporting the materials?
Yes, so I would say that we were testing one AI solutions for goods to load with an AI company here in the UAE. Then we decided to just not have it in the platform for other reason.
Mm.
But we are taking care in goods to load not only to make the centralization and the matchmaking happening, but also to educate people in terms of like what is the logistic, what are the criteria that you might want to know in order to be time efficient and cost efficient.
Mm.
So regarding the HS code, which we knows it's very important for the classifications of the goods, we are considering the harmonized standard code. So classifying the goods with the proper harmonized standard code help you to maximize the exit of the goods from the duty clearance. So it means that you are saving money. But if you're in the first hand, probably that's not gonna be the first things that someone is going to tell you. So most of the time most of the people lose time trying to find the right HS code and trying to find the best way to make it happen and have the certification and blah blah blah. But with this specific AI tool that we were using, we could actually help and support the user to upload the photos, and from the photos convert it into the HS code in of course, matchmaking and analysis of millions of codes at the same times. And that was very smart. That was very a good idea. But I don't think that all the innovations are good if not using the right timing. So there is always the right time for everything. And that was actually our first experience with AI. It was very cool. Would not say about robotics and automations of warehousing because we don't take in specific considerations that slice. But yeah,
I think,
very interesting. Anyway.
yeah. So there must be a balance between innovation and implementation of all these kind of
Yes,
AI
yes.
as well, with cost in the background involved and a lot of decision making revolving around cost. Ishwar, your take on today's discussion, especially with AI in logistics and the stuff we discussed on and around AI.
Thank you, Jason. I mean, I endorse most of the points what Jessica had brought on the table for the discussion, and also as you mentioned, few points, especially when it comes to data quality and integration or high initial costs, and when it comes to workforce, skilled workforce. When you talk about the challenges, I see it in a different way.
Mm.
It's not just challenges. Challenges are actually opening up more opportunities.
Right.
It could be in terms of innovation, it could be in terms of your change in the processes, and also to give an added advantage to have more market share, give you more opportunities to compete in the market, and more get more closer towards the customer, to look at the needs of the customer, to give better services to the customer at a very optimum cost. Today, if just imagine how the world it is, how the landscape of the entire globe is changing with all these kind of innovative technologies that are coming up.
Yeah.
Sitting at home, we are able to connect across, you know, across nations, across oceans, across various communities of the people. So globally, when you look at, say, for example, on the data quality and integration aspect, globally, the statistics says around 40% of logistics companies they face data integration issues.
Mm.
Global statistics indicates that approximately 40% of logistic companies, they face data integration issues. That means 40% of the globe, you have so much of opportunities only on the data integration aspect,
Mm.
on the kind of companies which are there. So how much of potential opportunities for the professionals it is available. And specifically when you look at UAE has made immense stride in the data centralization
Yeah.
by local companies which still need to overcome certain fragmentation, especially when it comes to smaller or older firms. New firms, any which case like uh, Jessica's company or new companies, evolving companies, they don't have that kind of a bottleneck because that is their base or the platform from where they're actually starting.
Yeah.
When it comes to the initial costs, again, I would like to share some kind of insight on the global data. In 2023, AI adoption in logistics hindered by 25% of companies citing costs as a major barrier. 25% of companies globally in 2023, 25% even in 2023, companies are saying that cost as a major barrier. And this is where, again, UAE has smartly positioned itself by subsidizing much investment on AI.
Yeah.
So if you're starting something on AI, you can leverage several kind of government schemes and government SOPs, soft benefits, especially when it comes to some private logistic companies or where they can find the cost as a barrier. When you talk about skill workforce shortage, globally there is a great demand for the skilled workforce shortage, and especially when it comes to specialized skills like data sciences, machine learning. These are these are not only having shortage, but there is a high demand for this particular stream.
Correct.
And the global statistics here says 35% of logistics firms globally, they have reported that there is a shortage of AI talent. AI is there, AI technology is there, but where is the talent? What is the industry doing for that? What is the academy doing for that? What is the partnership between the academia and the industry? There's a huge gap. And in this area also, UAE is addressing this through various educational institutions, initiatives, and it is attracting more international talent. But still, there is a gap in the local expertise. Now, coming to the regulatory and ethical concerns, which I think one of you had touched upon, which is around privacy, data security,
Yeah.
and regulations. 30% of global companies cite that regulatory uncertainty as a challenge, even today, even in 2025, 2024, 2025. It's been a challenge.
Correct.
And UAE is making you proactively, it's taking AI into the governance aspect as well, and putting global regulatory standards which are evolving over a period of time to meet these kind of uncertainties. So what I would say in a nutshell is, though there are challenges, there are opportunities, and we should remember that the role of AI in logistics, it's incredible. It's making mammoth advancements, and from smarter supply chains and warehouse automation to more of efficient and last mile delivery. Especially the key takeaway for the businesses, you have to start embracing AI. It's no more an option.
Yeah.
It's necessary for you to remain in the competition, to be competitive in the complex environment. Especially markets are vulnerable these days, and the future of logistics is powered by data, intelligence, and automation. And I would like to conclude with the words of Andrew NG. He says, artificial intelligence is the new electricity, and it's igniting up the logistics industry, and the possibilities are limitless.
Wonderful. So before winding up the show, we have got like 2 or 3 minutes. Jessica, your final thoughts on the podcast on this topic, and then we'll quickly wind up.
Yes, what to say, AI is not even the future, is now, is the present, and we are living in it. And definitely I recommend to everyone just to embrace it and amplify somehow our brain capacity to see the full potential of this possibility.
Yeah.
Is just a new way to evolve the human race, in my opinion. And the potential is laying in our hands. It's just really about us. Don't be scared. I mean, just have all the precaution as everything that it's really new. And in my opinion, is like a moment when the prehistoric human discovered the fire, so they had to touch it in order to understand that it was burning. But let's take in considerations all the background and experience that we accumulated in these years of existence, and use AI as it should be used, not against each other, but for each other. And to make the world a better place, we deserve to leave us and the next generations to live in a better place, and we can do it. And AI can be the right fellow to make this happen. So yes, embrace it.
Yeah. So both Ishwar and Jessica has one word to say: embrace the technology, embrace the AI. It's now or never. So as the logistics sector continues to embrace AI, it is crucial to balance innovation with responsibility, ensuring that technology serves both operational goals and broader societal values. Thank you so much for attending today's podcast, Jessica and Ishwar. Wishing you all the best in the future and stay connected.
Thank you.